Right then, welcome to Mindset Meta.
So, that's me. Well, at least that was me 12 months ago. This is actually me at the time of editing this video. Obviously, I don't actually sit there with my hair in front of my face. That's simply to emphasise to you that a lot has changed since the video that is playing out in the background was released. Although I'm sure you don't need me to remind you of that. Plenty's gone on since then. This video is actually from the intro to Mayhem, which is where this all really started. If you want to check that out, the highlights are all on our Instagram page. Oh, and that's Ryan. Together we make up Mindset Meta. If you want to know more about that, I'd recommend you watch the podcast, Mind Over Meta. That's where we discuss what it takes to be Mindset Meta, amongst other things. Since we found the meta with a few familiar faces back in May 2020, we've been on a bit of a journey, to put it lightly. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through some of my personal experiences over the last few months. So that does mean I'm going to be doing quite a lot of talking. So yeah, just bear with me and we'll get through this together. This is the first Meta Roundup.
Such a panic Tom as well. What?
Now, my life and my daily activities may not be up there in terms of the other exciting lifestyles available for your perusal on the internet. In fairness, they're probably not even comparable. However, that's entirely dependent on whatever metric you use to evaluate what exciting is for you. So maybe you enjoy watching me. If not, go watch someone else exciting like Youngblood Society or Logan Paul vlogs if that's why you're here. In my opinion, my life is pretty alright as it is right now, and yeah, that's okay. The spearfishing and all the other shenanigans will come in due time, I'm sure. If you're here for some wholesome, real life and genuine content to break up your day with that hit of dopamine, well, you've come to the right place at the right time, trust me. So if you didn't know by now, during arguably the most inconvenient time for international travel in modern memory, me and a couple of the lads, Ryan, James, Connor, before he went home, decided to venture on a road trip around Europe. So yeah, that was that. There's a whole series on the channel if you want to know more. I'm a man of many talents, and I actually decided, with a bit of encouragement from the man on your screen, to extend my plethora of amateur sporting exploits by trying tennis. I did actually play when I was younger, but it's been a while, so tennis has been put on the back burner actually for now until the weather improves. So, oh yeah, Angus, I know you're watching, mate, so I just had to leave this one in for you.
That's somewhere else.
I also turned 21, big milestone, that was pretty good. Didn't have quite the blowout that my younger self may have anticipated for such an occasion. Still drank copious amounts of apple vodka, which I probably wouldn't recommend. This was followed up by a midnight trip to Mam Tor, one of the peaks in Yorkshire, to watch some shooting stars, which I'd 100% recommend over the apple vodka, but obviously be cautious. Can be quite dark at this time of night if you're doing that. Upon recommendation from a colleague, I actually started taking vitamin supplements. Expensive, I will say that, though I probably would recommend. It's hard to tell really it's a placebo or not, but 6 months later, here I am, still taking them, so what can I say? As you can see, Ryan had a little bit of a rough night here. Ended up sat on the doorstep in the middle of the night. We created some merchandise through a collaboration with the teapot hotshot himself, Mr. Leroy Nayathi.
I said I feel invisible.
An active season, of course. We got on Don of the Week. That was pretty sick. Drop a like if you do anything for the Dons. Obviously, plenty of football has been played. Of course, after 10 years, Ryan finally learned to shoot on his left foot. That was pretty cool. And, you know, as standard, I'm banging him still. We reinvested in Mind Over Meta with some improved audio quality equipment, and you may also recall that Ryan did a challenge for charity where he ran 1 mile a day for 25 days during November. Now, obviously, I was inspired, and in a spur of motivation decided I would take part in this as well and film my own experience doing it. However, didn't last very long. I'll let it roll.
A bit of a shit angle as well, but it's been a long time since I picked up a camera and actually spoke to it. It feels a bit weird, which is why I've parked in a dingy end of the gym car park, so I'm feeling a little bit embarrassed. It's now the 10th or even 11th of December, so I'm like nearly 2 weeks late on starting this challenge properly. But that being said, I've played like 3 football games in between, so that's probably a couple of miles in itself, which I will add up. I'm not sure how many yet, but nonetheless, got about 20 to go. So gonna start my first proper few miles of this challenge today. Don't know how many it's gonna be, probably tell you after, but yeah. First proper gym session back as well since they reopened. Had a little bit of an injury after football with my back, so I've been resting that for a few days, but it's excuses, isn't it? Yeah, nice one. See you in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. I'll let it all play in the background. As you can see, I was taking pictures every time I'd done a run. I don't know why I thought this would be good content, but at the time I was clutching at straws. Yeah, I mean, this is basically what it got to at one point.
16th of December, back at the gym for another mile. Let's fucking go.
Anyway, in other news, I bought a salt lamp. Yes, that is a highlight. We played one of the last football games, and James's football season was brought to an abrupt end after he managed to sprain his ankle running down the right wing, whipping a crossing.
Normal ankle.
Here's what he had to say about that.
Sumo ankle.
Then it snowed, so no football for a while, but enjoy these sledging clips. Yes, that crack was the board breaking. I had 3 runs going down the hill, and in 3 runs I managed to break 2 sledges. So whether that means that I need to lose some weight, or if these sledge manufacturers need to up the game, I don't know. Charlotte went for a nice face slide on the... It gets me every time, does that one. And as you can see, Ryan didn't have much more luck either. I wonder how many times I've said "as you can see" in this. Watch these guys debate about life itself. If you've got time, watch that. It's about 6 hours, but it's worth it. Started looking at houses. That was fun. And I decided to do a couple of time lapses of me doing some work because, I don't know really, just to kind of prove something to someone somewhere, I suppose. Then I started to see how fast I could do 100 press-ups, or at least I wanted to train to see how fast I could do it. So I thought record that as well, and to be honest, it just turned out to be another wasted challenge effort, but nothing's wasted, is it? Meta, you know, we've got to take and learn anything that we can from every opportunity. Then did some more work. Obviously the grind never stops. I went and delivered one of the lanyards to one of the giveaway winners. Shout out Charlie if you're watching this, I know you will be. And here's what he had to say to Ryan about winning.
Hopefully he answers. Charlie,
Hello.
how are you? Nice to see you. Thought I'd deliver this lanyard. There you go. Congratulations. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Thanks for the lanyard and Ryan Painter. Your Rubik's Cube time's good, but come back to me when you can do it in a minute.
So, some big shots from Charlie. You love to see it, man. I wonder what Ryan's going to respond, but we'll see. Went for a nice walk to Langset Reservoir near us with my mate Al. Shout out Al if you're watching this, mate. Made some nice little sculptures, went to space, took some daft pictures, sat by the lakeside, and may or may not have recorded a podcast which may be released in the not too distant future. Hang on, Apple Watch. I also discovered my brother's old Pokemon card collection, and I started going through that and grading it to see if they were worth any brass. And last but not least, I bought a new guitar, so I put the old one to bed and yeah, enjoy this little strumming session by myself on my days.
Welcome to Saturday Night Fever.
That sounds
I'm
mad.
your host. This is Mindset Meta Music with my new guitar. It's the if you can't tell from just looking at it, it's the ESP LTD TL6 inline electroacoustic hybrid guitar. But I mean, that doesn't matter to you because I'm gonna make it sing for you. Anyway, I'm just gonna go off something off the top of my head here.
Okay, so I'll try and keep this outro short and sweet because there's quite a lot for you to take in this first roundup. Enjoy this drone footage while I talk just a little more. I suppose it doesn't look like I've actually done a great deal these last few months. Turned 21, played some football, tried to film a few mini-series, went sledging, got a guitar. However, this is simply a snapshot of my life. As in any lifestyle video you'll ever watch on YouTube, I've probably missed a whole bunch of things that are a lot more interesting than what I've actually shown you here, but that's because I was occupied in the moment of said interesting thing, so filming was obviously not an option. That's meta. If I was going to tell you to take anything away from this video, it's the compound effect. So you have to walk before you can run. Overnight success by any definition is unlikely. And it's the small things that you do every single day that compound over time that take you to where you want to be. Some people may watch me playing guitar wishing they could play like me. I imagine that number is definitely very small, but I'll continue with the analogy anyway. I'm actually nowhere near where I want to be in terms of a skill level, yet I am far better than where I began playing. And I know that if I pick up that guitar every single day and play something, anything, the results of that consistency will prove over time. That being said, never take for granted where you are now. Live it, love it. Tomorrow only exists in the future, and we live in the present. So there will forever only be today, and you have to find your balance of being and wanting, and that's your meta. Oh, and I met a bear called Brian as well.
Thank you for watching. All the best.